Lemon wedges, fancy pillows, cushions, hummus. These are just some of the demands. The Washington Post reports former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton demands for each of her $300,000 speeches.
Hello, UCLA. It's wonderful to be here.
Hillary Clinton has fans.
It never felt so good as it did today to be here in sunny California.
In March, Secretary Clinton making an appearance on campus.
A university, a great university like this one, is on the front lines of preparing America's young people.
And now the Washington Post digging up documents showing that Secretary Clinton was paid a whopping $300,000 for her appearance. And that's the special university rate. But that's not all. The documents also show that every detail of the event, from chair color to pillow shapes, even to the cups on the stage, all of it closely managed by Clinton's staff. Behind the scenes, the former First Lady demanding hummus and crudité. What else? Lemon wedges, diet ginger ale, even a special scanner that the university was forced to pay for. At one point, her staff even rejected the podium that UCLA offered, and the university was forced to scramble to find an alternative that the Clinton camp would approve of. And all of that, folks, for just one event.
Thank you all. Godspeed.
Thank you's right. And joining us now, our political panel, the Wall Street Journal editorial board's Mary Kissel, U.S. News and World Report's David Catanese, and Jillian Melcher, who writes for the National Review. Okay, so Hillary making more than her husband, and Mary, her staff says, but wait a minute, this is the special university rate. And that's my issue. It's not the lemons or the hummus. I mean, who cares about lemons and hummus?
Yeah, right. Well, remember, Hillary hasn't lived like a normal person in decades. She entered the governor's mansion in the late 1970s, and then Bill was governor for almost a decade in the 80s. So, I'm not surprised that she's acting like this. But, I think it says more about the university than it says about her, Andrea. I mean, who pays this kind of money? For what received wisdom exactly? And this comes at a time, particularly in California, when they're raising tuition rates 5% a year for the next 5 years. If I were a student or a taxpayer, I'd be outraged.
And David, isn't that the issue, that if you're going to criticize the Clintons, I mean, they're probably hoping you'll focus on lemon wedges, but when it comes to the Clintons, there's bigger issues to focus on. And when she spoke at UNLV, the same thing happened. They went and jacked up tuition costs, which, as Mary points out, that would really get my blood boiling.
Yeah, I'm going to take a counterintuitive view and actually defend Hillary Clinton. I mean, who doesn't like a little lemon wedges with their water? And frankly, the $300,000 that she's getting goes to the Clinton Foundation. It's not like it's going to Saks Fifth, she's going to Saks Fifth Avenue and using this for her own money, mostly going to good causes. And frankly, this is capitalism. She's a private citizen. I think she's going to run for president, probably announce in a couple months. But she's a private citizen, and she's beginning to cash in. And a lot of these people are managed by talent agencies. And, did Hillary really put in the request for all the hummus and the rectangular pillows? I don't know, but I'm sure she's got a big protective, core around her, defending her. And, I think this is just part of what people that aren't regular people are accustomed to.
Yeah, I mean, Jillian, I don't see the big deal with the hummus and the pillow, and I don't really care about that. But at the same time, she's trying to paint herself as a woman of the people. So while I don't think she's a diva, I don't think this makes her a woman of the people at $300,000 a pop.
And she's coming out saying, we were dead broke. We were in debt. I'm trying to relate to you as a middle-class person. And I just think that's ridiculous. I mean, I agree with you. I don't have that much of an issue. She's an accomplished woman. Maybe $300,000 for a speech is the going rate. But what I do have a problem with is, first off, she's part of a political party that's ratcheting up class warfare. And I think that's really hypocritical to go around doing basically political profiteering. And second of all, to make this money off the backs of college students. I mean, in California, the average graduate is leaving with $20,000 debt. And they're not even getting to see the speech. With this, they had to cut back on the number of free tickets that were available to students just to make up the money that she's costing the university. I think that's pretty bad.
So is she just hoping, Mary, that nobody notices? Because as Jillian points out, we were dead broke, we had all these legal bills. The Clintons are far from being dead broke.
Yeah, they're far from being dead broke. They vacation in the Hamptons in the summertime, and for folks who don't live in New York, I mean, that's a very expensive place to vacation. Look, I think this creates a real, as Jillian points out, a real political difficulty for her, because she's going to run as a populist, because that's where the Democratic Party is going. They've gone very, very far to the left under the Obama era. that's where the money is, too. It's with the Greens and the environmentalists. So she's going to have to walk this line where she says, you know what, I'm just like you. I feel your pain, just like Bill used to say, but at the same time explain away fees and demands like this. It's going to be very difficult.
David, she's not Bill. I mean, Bill was the guy who got the coffee at the McDonald's and the Egg McMuffin, a man of the
She's making 300. She's making 300K.
She's a terrible politician. She's a terrible politician. She can't connect.
The Republicans have got to be very careful going after her because, frankly, Jeb Bush is out there. I went to his speaking office. He's not requiring as much, but you can get him for $40,000. And up, says his speaker page. What else does he require? I mean, I'm sure there's something in there we don't know yet. But, and frankly, I mean, this is what Democrats got mad at, or Republicans got mad at Democrats criticizing Mitt Romney for being wealthy and successful and rich.
But I think Mitt Romney wasn't out there talking about spreading the wealth around.
And I want to talk about what she did in Las Vegas, too. I mean, she was out there at the university. Students were saying, hey, we don't want this. You know, she should waive the speaking fee. And she ended up not doing it. And then on top of it, saying that I'm talking about economic issues, and that's going to address income inequality. So that's going to benefit you in the long run. If I'm a student, I'm not buying it.
That's right. Panel, thanks so much.
Thanks.
And straight ahead, a college